James Carter received the message unexpectedly, without any sender's name. It was an encrypted email. A discovery beyond imagination. Coordinates attached. Come alone. For most people, it would have been considered a hoax. But for James, it was an invitation he could not resist. James was an adventurer and a journalist, spending years chasing myths, discovering lost civilizations, and searching for secrets buried in time. But this time, things were different. The coordinates pointed to a location on the map that had never been recorded anywhere. A place deep in the Pacific Ocean. No records, no satellite images, nothing. It simply shouldn't exist. James assembled a small team. Marcus, a navigation expert, Ellen, an anthropologist with a strong intuition about lost cultures, and William, a survival expert. Together, they boarded a private seaplane heading into the unknown. As the plane took off, the sky was completely clear, and the ocean stretched endlessly before them. But suddenly, like a mirage, the island appeared from the fog. Towering cliffs, dense green trees, and an eerie silence enveloped the place. Ellen whispered, "There are no birds." Marcus steered the plane carefully and said, "We should land on the beach. That lagoon looks safe." They landed smoothly on the shore, then disembarked into the shallow waters and ran across the cold sand to the beach. The sand felt strange, as if it wasn't supposed to be cold. James looked again at the coordinates on his device, and they were in the exact location that had been sent to him. But there was no one around. No base camp, no footprints, nothing. William set up a drone and flew it high above the trees. The drone screen displayed something strange. He said, "Guys, there's a city in the middle of the island." After hours of walking through dense jungle, they reached the edge of a paved street. The buildings were old but well preserved, with strange architectural styles, a blend of different cultural influences and ages. Ellen whispered, "It's like someone collected lost civilizations and placed them here." However, the city was completely empty. There were no signs of life until nightfall. As the sun began to set, a strange sound came from the distance, like music. But it wasn't from any musical instrument. The sound seemed to emanate from the air itself, vibrating and roaring. And then the figures appeared. At first, they seemed human, dressed in elegant clothes as if attending a ball. They danced in perfect harmony, moving through the streets as if they were floating in the air. Their faces were odd, smooth, featureless, with empty spaces where their eyes should be. Ellen grabbed James' arm and said, "They're not moving unless we move," Marcus cautiously said. "We have to blend in. We have to dance." They hesitantly began mimicking the dancers' movements. James took Ellen's hand. Marcus led an imaginary dancer, and William moved with reluctance. The music grew louder, and the movements began to pull them in strangely. Marcus spoke softly, "Keep going. They're watching us." Other figures appeared from the alleyways and joined the dance. Their movements were mesmerizing but grotesque, terrifying at the same time. And as soon as one of them slowed down, the dancer would stop and gaze at them with empty eyes. James noticed something strange. The dancers closest to them no longer seemed like strangers. Their forms began to change, their clothes transforming. He saw his own reflection in one of them, their movements matching his exactly. One by one, the beings around them began to become them. James screamed, "We need to get out of here now." Adrenaline surged through them as they began running. The dancers moved with incredible speed, and the ground beneath their feet started to shake. William tripped. In an instant, one of the dancers was on top of him, its featureless face close to him. William screamed as the dancer extended its hand toward his chest, not physically, but inwardly, to a place invisible to the eye. His body convulsed, and then he joined the dance, his face becoming as empty as theirs. James, Marcus, and Ellen ran as fast as they could, finally reaching the edge of the jungle. As they crossed into the forest, the music abruptly stopped. They slowed to a halt, breathing heavily, trying to catch their breath. They looked back and were shocked to find that the city had disappeared. They reached the beach, exhausted, their bodies drenched in sweat. William was missing. The island had changed, Marcus said. We need to leave now. The seaplane was still there, completely intact. They boarded it and started the engine, pushing it away from the cursed shore. But as the plane rose into the sky, James looked back. The island was disappearing into the fog. But before it vanished completely, he saw the figures that had been on the beach, sitting motionless, watching them. One of them was William, and he was waving his hand at them. After a few days on the mainland, James sat in his office, trying to process everything that had happened. He opened his email, hoping for some answers, some reason behind what they had experienced. A new message arrived, a discovery beyond imagination. Coordinates attached. Come alone. The coordinates were different, but the sender was the same. The island was waiting.